Hi, my name's Hannah Stephenson, and this is The Listening Room. I've invited 3 friends tonight. You'd be like, this poem sucks, okay? This is not a good poem. Kayla. Kayla is a friend I used to work with at a large organization. We worked in UX design together, and I've known her since about 2019. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. This is Kayla. This is Geoff. At the same time, I worked with CG. We were on the same team, so CG and Kayla know one another. Thought that would be fun for them to both be here. CG's also a designer, so they're both really creative, kind, empathetic folks, and also both moms. We're all working moms, so they were really meaningful when I was returning to full-time work. It was meaningful to work with them and get to know them on a personal level too. And the third person coming tonight is Laura, and she's a friend of mine for over 2 decades now. She and I have known each other since college times here in Columbus, and we love going to concerts together and have stayed friends over the decades. And she is a children's librarian at an elementary school.
Hi, I'm Kayla. Hannah and I met at work about 6 or 7 years ago, and she was just a delightful human.
Okay, hi, I'm Laura. And I know Hannah, we've known each other for maybe 23 years. Our boyfriends at the time were working at a video game store together, and they got to talking and realized we were both huge Rufus Wainwright fans. So that was kind of our first connector, was Rufus Wainwright. We've been friends ever since.
Yeah. Hi, my name is CG. I met Hannah at work. We used to be co-workers about 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Kayla has been to one of my readings before, and she's a visual artist, and she loves going to creative events. So she knows I'm a poet. She knows I write a ton.
I really like the work I've read and have seen where she kind of plays with imagery a lot, whether with the words or literally. There was this poem I saw of hers where she had taken a picture of a tulip field that people had trampled to take pictures for social media, and she wrote this really kind of haunting poem that was in the place of where people trampled the tulips.
And CG knows I write a lot and that it's really important to me, but she's never seen me read before. I don't know if she's read any of my poems before. She may have encountered 1 or 2, but this will be maybe somewhat new for her.
And what do you know about Hannah's poetry?
Not enough. I don't know, but excited to know more.
Laura definitely knows I write poems. I've written a lot that involve her and her husband over the years. They've always found their way into my poems. But, and she's come to a lot of my readings, but never one like this. And it's been a while, so it'll be nice to read something for her.
I have heard her read it out many times. I follow her on Instagram, so I keep up with her that way a little bit. And I know it really touches me, and I love to hear her read it in person.
They're the first people who came to mind. I also thought of another person. I was going to invite a poet friend. I thought of like some slots. And I knew Laura right away. She is just someone I think of as a bit of a muse. And she's just always game for creative and strange adventures. So I knew she'd be a great person to invite. And I thought of Kayla really quickly too. Mostly knowing that she's gone to very strange arts events and doesn't even blink an eye. She's unfazed by eccentricity and loves it and seeks it out. So I thought she would enjoy this. And I picked CG because she's a really meaningful person to me. I write a lot about motherhood now, and I just think of her as like a really wonderful, empathetic mom who's also creative and comfortable sort of wearing that identity of motherhood in the workplace. And when I first started working with her, I mean, even the very first day that I met her, she just made me feel comfortable. Even though I had had a baby like 6 months earlier and I was really nervous about leaving him and going into a full-time working environment, and she just made me feel comfortable. Thank you for coming, my friends. I'm so happy you're here tonight with me. It is a joy to read your poems one-on-one like this. I don't know that I've ever done this ever in my life before. Just gotten to read to people, like looking at them, and selecting poems for you is really exciting too. It feels like the best kind of curating, like making you a mix CD, which is one of my most beloved things. So they also kind of go together tonight also, I will say. There are some themes that go throughout all of them, and we can talk about that. But one of the reasons it's really important to me that it's all you three is that I think of you all as really creative and kind and compassionate moms. So I admire all of you for that, and I'm excited to read words to you that are related to that. So I was thinking about, should I read them some of my earlier ones? That would be really fun to go back to the day. But all of these have been written since having kids, so I don't know. It feels fitting for the phase of life that we're all in right now. Okay, I've got yours on top here, CG, so I'm going to start with that one. And when I was thinking, I had a few that came to mind. It's funny, actually. It was not hard to choose poems for each of you. I immediately had some in mind for each of you and just had to then like vet and go through. So this one takes place in a grocery store, and I bumped into you in a grocery store somewhat recently, which makes me think of you. And this doesn't explicitly feel like a mom poem necessarily, but it's definitely involves children and empathy. And I think of you as a designer who's really empathetic. Like that's something you always brought to our collaborations, is just care for other people. So that's so evident in everything you do. So that's a big part of this poem. I mean it. I definitely mean it. This poem is for you. It's called Very Good Child. You must be a very good child, the florist at the grocery store pronounces to the man standing before her, buying flowers for his mother on Valentine's Day. All the customers clutch roses as they shop. It's as if there's a wedding somewhere in here, and we are all in it, but skipped rehearsal, so we don't know where to stand. Red and pink foil balloons sway and spin under the AC's breeze. Is this enough baby's breath? The florist asks. That's perfect, the customer says. But I think she could go on adding more, fleshing out this armful of blooms with soap sud, with froth, with gathered frost. In fact, I want a dozen bouquets composed solely of baby's breath. Tiny bits of snow at the tips of the skinny green strands. A constellation of condensation collected from the exhalations of infants and toddlers and children and tweens and all their future progeny. Generations of babies and growing humans safely, securely breathing in and out, sighing, yawning, propelling responses across the yard to the listener at the back door announcing, "Time to come back inside." If we saw flowers in the currency of time, these blooms would be seconds, and carnations minutes, and tulips half hours, and roses hours. I have rediscovered a love for filler flowers, fresh or flattened. Please fill an entire cart with them and sail it back toward me, the wheels whirring an ode to the exalted ordinary. I am trying so hard not to let this poem end in death for once. So here goes nothing. Today, may you show a picture of a heart to those you adore as paltry proof. May you adorn your hair with pink and ribbons. May your flowers taste rain as you rush to the car, and as they dream their way into the big dark they were born to become, may they not be alone. May they carry with them the memory of light. Thank you. Thank you. You're such a, oh, thanks. Thanks, ladies. You're an amazing mom, an amazing human, and you care about people around you, and I don't know, just that empathy that lives like right under the skin. It's like very close for many of us. So I appreciate that you're always comfortable to show that.
I feel like if I was to have a superpower, it would be that. Thank you for carefully curating something, thinking of me. It means a lot. I was like holding back tears.
Aww.
It just means a lot here.
Thank you. Thanks. And can I tell a story that I was saying about for the first day we met? So I'll also say this. One of the things I think about with you, CG, is when I first started back at work, I was still nursing and still pumping, and it's really hard. It's really hard when you're doing that. And I was super nervous about it. I was like, I don't know where to go, because I heard there was a pumping room in our office, which there was. And you were so sweet, came right up to me, like we just met. And you're like, oh, you need to find the pumping room? Come with me, I'll show you. And you're just chatting with me. You're like, oh, I'll take you with me. I'll show you all the sights. And showed me what to do and just made me feel like it was totally normal. So thank you. That's really meaningful. It's a big deal.
No, it is a big deal. I remember that moment because I think our sons are very close in age.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself how stressful this was for me.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out and just to help ease that for anyone that I could.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, it's super inclusive and made me feel welcome. So thank you.
I just want to chime in. I think that's one of my favorite things about you is it's the unique pairing of your extreme empathy, but also your boldness. Like, like that pairing is just unstoppable.
Thank you.
It makes you very special.
Oh, thank you.
I love that. It's so true. Oh, well, thank you, CG. Thanks for being here. Okay. Kayla, you're next in my pile here. Now, if this one were written today, this would have one different element in it, which is 6'7", 4 kids, but it has something somewhat similar. And when I was thinking about what poem to read for you, I was like back and forth between one that's about The Shining, and because you like creepy things, we were just talking about this, scary things like that, and you love film and art. But this is the one that I kept coming back to, and it's really about having 2 boys, having 2 kids, and I don't know, it's a weird thing having the second one, but I definitely see in you like the love that you give to both of your kids extremely individually. Even though they're both boys, you have very different relationships with them and you do different things with them. And you also very much wear that on your sleeve to others. You're proud of them and you're always talking about them very openly. You're also an artist. I don't know, this poem feels a little bit, it definitely feels visual to me. It feels photography oriented, even though there's not an actual camera in it. I associate it with like looking and observing. So that's something I appreciate in you, is your ability to see things really creatively and problem solve in ways that like most people don't ever think. And I think about you in collaboration sessions that we've had. Something you always say is, how about this? You're like, I have an idea. Like, what if we do this? And it would be like, oh, it's such a wild idea. And it was so fun to collaborate like that with you. And that's what I think of you and your spirit. So this poem is kind of playful like that and has that sort of collaboration and also about sort of, boys coming into adolescence. This one is called In Pieces. My love of one comes from my love of the other. because it is the same love, the same golden retriever-filled lake teeming with adoration. And should it ever empty, it will fill again. It will look different, and this should not be scary. My backyard slopes. Water runs away from the house, which, good, but it pools in the northeast quadrant, where a playset once sat perched on the shoulders of the mud and grass. The family who put it there took it to North Carolina with them, leaving behind trampled dirt. The rain pools in those spots, and by golly, if the grass doesn't thrive there, more green and lush, as if brushed through with leave-in conditioner. No more tangles, no more tears. Softer pieces of land, of space, of plants, because children played, because their parents dreamed them up, their play and their bodies. Finger-clipping moons so close tonight, but my son would not abide my attempts to trim his claws. No, I want my nail back, he wailed, holding the slivered bit to the end of his finger, willing it to reattach. How many people have looked at that moon and thought, nail, looked up into a great finger sheltered beneath a giant's hand? Good night, moon. Good night, same moon from yesterday, 10 years ago, 100, 7,000, 1 million, 4.5 billion. How many creatures blooped into existence and were gone again under you? You are part of what goes on here on Earth, moon. We talk to you like I am now. We draw you as small in our sky, a piece, a toy. This morning, I see the moon as I drive to work and think, great, that's still there, and so am I. Through the back window of the school bus in front of me, the children do the dab to get me to do the dab. They rejoice and high-five across the aisle.
I love it. Thank you so much. And actually, you hit on things that you probably don't even know that like I love, which is like messing with kids when driving or.
I would have guessed that about the moon for you. I think all artistic people. But I definitely can see that for you. I could see you doing that and messing with kids and encouraging bad behavior in a good way. Yeah, thank you for letting me read that to you. It's, I admire that. I admire the kind of mom you are and the kind of creative person you are, and that you bring that spirit of play to your life and work all the time.
It means so much for me, for you to hear you say that, because I've always said you're like one of the best people I've ever met in my entire life. And the fact that like I've struggled with it lately of like this amazing person sees amazing things in me, and it's things I admire in you. I think like you see them back in me, and I'm like, oh wow, am I like cool like Hannah? So
yes, yeah, you are.
It means a lot. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Kayla, you're Kayla cool. I tell you that you're an amazing woman. I'm always so proud of everything that you do and accomplish. Your boys are so lucky. I tell you that all the time.
Thank you. And there is something too, like when you have the second child, like I could not fathom loving them as much as I loved my firstborn.
Yeah.
And then I had him, and I was like, oh, it's like the love doubled, and it's our ability and abundance of love is just, I don't know.
It's like endless. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I felt the same way. Yeah. I was scared.
Right.
I felt guilty.
Yeah. Like there's no way you could love them.
Like, not, like this one's been here forever. Like what?
And then you Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a real feeling. I know, I'm sure you experienced too. And it's such a relief to see that it's the same and different. It's such a relief that way. Well, thank you. Thank you, Kayla, for being here. I appreciate it. All right, this is my last poem of the night. It is a long one. I'm very excited to read this to you, Laura. It also has a grocery store in the title, so that was a nice thread for me. It is brand spanking new. It's from a hybrid manuscript that I'm working on right now, so it is hybrid, I would say, part poetry, part prose. And it also deals with UX design, which of course you both are intimately acquainted with. And it also deals with music. I very much associate you with loving music, and we've had lots of adventures over the years going to concerts. I've definitely told the story of how I like smoked a cigarette out of a stranger's hand with you one time at some concert. I'm not sure what, but it was a great night. I know that. And you appreciate art, I would say, more than the average human, more than a lot of artists I know even. You are always reading something. You're always listening to something. You're so curious. You're always learning. I love that you always are open to that. So many people are not open to like talking about things that they love and things they're excited about. And you always have something new to share, whether it's talking about, a new like strange hobby that you got invested in, and you have all these weird skills in your arsenal. Marcus and I always joke that you and Jared are hustlers. Like, we went to go play pool with them one time, and they're like, we don't really play pool. And then they're like professionals, pretty much. Like, I feel like that's so emblematic of many things. And you kind of wear it very coolly and subtly. And I don't know, you don't really advertise that about yourself. But if people know you, that's something they know about you very quickly. So in this new thing I'm writing, there's a lot about music and loving music and letting it transport us and why we go to live shows anymore, even though it's such a pain and so hard to do it. I just went to a concert last week. It was on a Monday at Scully's. I mean, that's horrible. Monday night. It's so bad. But I was so glad I went and had so much fun, and the floor was still sticky just like it always has been. So disgusting and so wonderful. So this poem has you in it. So you'll recognize the night. We went to a show together recently. We went to the Wild Pink show. So that shows up here. Definitely recommend Wild Pink. There's a lot of music references in here, which we can chat about. Okay, I think that's all we really need to know. Ready? Okay. They say as you get older, the music in the grocery store gets better. But that's not exactly right. As you get older, all music gets better. Yes, Linger at the gas pump, Dolores O'Riordan, at 9:07 a.m. on a Wednesday morning in the year 2025, a full 32 years after you heard it, after you sang it to your friends and the substitute teacher at recess. Yes, chasing cars at Kroger, through the automatic doors. Yes, sitting on the dock of the bay, considering lettuces. Yes, heaven is a place on earth at the trampoline park. Yes, Wildflowers by Tom Petty inside the pizzeria with your kids and learning to fly on their patio while they dance. In I Almost Can't Bear It, the dusk, the coming evening, the summer night descending like time itself, like a blanket you wrap around the shoulders of these kids to keep them warm. The music does get better. The places you intentionally put yourself to hear it. Wild Pink at the dark and charmingly grimy Rumba Cafe, a band you go to hear with your friends for over 2 decades, and everyone's dancing. When the saxophone comes out, the crowd goes nuts. A real saxophone. The guy in the trench coat dancing like Ducky and Pretty in Pink. The poet women you see there holding up their beers in praise. The room bright with ecstasy. The neon experience of, this is a good show. Remember that time we saw Wild Pink? We got babysitters and drank beer and felt old and young. How much of music and our love of it is serendipity? Is the sound finding us at the right time, right in time? Is the mind opening newly to the unencountered sound, an extended hand beckoning us toward a door? The way I watched 120 minutes with Matt Pinfield with a notebook ready, collecting the pieces of myself out there in the world, flying like kites, like birds, calling them home. Everclear, Rancid, Bjork. It's 1995 and I can never escape it. This vacuum of a year that grips me by the collar, that places me in its locker. If you know the right combination of sounds, you can go back to any year you like, any moment. A song like an escape hatch, a song like the strongest current. Consider Graceland by Paul Simon. How it knows when it's happening and also knows the past and also welcomes the future from which we look out of its moving car, out onto the road and up into the sky. My traveling companion is 9 years old. My oldest son is 9. How can he possibly be? Losing love is like a window through your heart. And having love is too. The window rolled all the way down with a real knob and crank, and the car you're riding in is called a spirit. And we see that sadness is a gift and still feels too heavy to hold. I'm putting on Adrian Lenker for you. I'm burning this CD for you, and it only takes 47 minutes. I can hear it whirring. It is telling me, go deeper. Go to the more vulnerable place. It is setting you a place at the table and bringing you an entire embroidered conversation in a book. And what your friend said to you at that concert while you spoke of music she should listen to because it will grow on her. She said, I love this conversation. It makes me feel so young right now. And I said, it's very important. And we agreed and let it be. How important to set it down, knowing that we are not here long. How beautiful to set it down with friends and dance.
I loved it. It's so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's so good. I loved the Lucinda Williams reference.
Mm-hmm.
The Graceland is, I can remember listening to that song in my car with my kids, like as they got closer to 9, and then they're way past 9 now. Oh my God, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's good. I
love your poem.
Oh, thanks. The thing I didn't put in here that I tell about you often is one of the things is that we were in a CD mix exchange party together. Where when I was in grad school, were you in grad school?
I don't think quite yet.
Yeah. And the idea was we would each pick a theme. Like there was a theme for the night, and there were like 13 people, and we would each make 13 copies of our own CD interpretation of that theme. And you'd leave with 13 new CDs, and they were like the best ever.
Yeah. And yours were life-changing for me. Like,
well, right back at you.
Yeah.
And it was so fun. Like we would just listen to each other intentionally. We would each like play a song or two and like be very intentional and studious about it. And that was one of my favorite things that I've ever done.
Me
so this kind of feels like that for you.
Absolutely. I had that thought often while you were reading that.
Well,
I love it so much.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to that. Hopefully that will expand and just keep growing. The next little section in there is about Everclear in the book that I'm writing. I really love Everclear. One album in particular, so more to come. Thank you for being here, my friends. Thank you for listening to me read and being open to something kind of strange and intimate and vulnerable. So thank you. Thank you for being, and thanks for being such wonderful humans.
Thank you.
Thanks.
This is so amazing.
Thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate you. I also have a little gift for you guys too. Thanks for coming. Oops, I'm sorry. My microphone. I dropped it for you. Because yes, that is what a company is. That is what
Coffee. I was like, if they say coffee, I was like, oh,
that is what accompanies poetry. Always. Or should. Or should.
I wanted to see the one you read for her. Was there a lake of golden retriever?
Yes.
Lake?
Yeah.
Just trying to. Let me see that line again. Golden retriever filled lake. I like it.
This one's CG's if she wants it.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll give you yours too.
Thanks, Hannah.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
This is yours. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. This is great.
This is great.
Give me back.
No, this is it. You have given me the gift of your time, which is worth its weight in not even gold, in something more precious than that. Yeah, really. Really, honestly, really. I know it's really hard to make time for this kind of thing, but thanks for coming tonight. This was really incredible for me. And thank you, Geoff, for having us. Thank you for the space.